If you've ever wondered how to truly connect with a man, to break through his armor and reach his core, you're not alone. But here's the secret. It's not just about touch. It's about understanding the man behind the mask. And today, I'm giving you the tools to unlock that connection in ways you never thought possible. In a world that often leaves men guarded, your touch has the power to speak directly to his soul. It's not just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, and deeply transformative. Today, we'll uncover 5 places a man cannot resist your touch, not just his body, but his heart and mind as well. Master these, and you'll forge a bond that no challenge can break. A man's hands are more than just functional tools. They are extensions of who he is and what he represents. They symbolize his ability to create, to provide, and to protect. Every scar, every line, and every callus tells a story of effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. When you touch a man's hands, you're not just offering a physical gesture. You're acknowledging his strength, his struggles, and his purpose. Imagine a man who works tirelessly to provide for his loved ones or to chase a dream. His hands bear the marks of dedication, whether they're rough from labor, agile from crafting, or steady from countless hours at a desk. These hands hold more than objects. They carry the weight of his responsibilities and the dreams he hopes to build. When you reach for his hands, you're telling him, I see the effort you put into everything you do. I value the work you've done and the person you've become because of it. But the power of touching a man's hands goes beyond just recognition. There's a grounding, almost primal connection that happens in this simple act. Holding his hands can create a sense of security, reminding him that he's not alone in his journey. For a man who's often conditioned to bear the burden of life in silence, this touch can be deeply reassuring. It says, I'm here, I'm with you. You don't have to carry it all by yourself. Consider how moments of intimacy often start with hand holding. It's a universal gesture of closeness that transcends words. Whether you're sitting together in silence, walking side by side, or supporting him during a difficult time, the touch of his hands builds trust and emotional connection. It tells him, without a single word, that he's safe to let his guard down with you. This touch can also be a source of empowerment. A man thrives when he feels that his efforts are seen and appreciated. By gently holding or caressing his hands, you inspire him to continue striving, not out of duty, but out of a shared vision of life together. It's a way of saying, I see your potential, and I believe in the good you bring to this world. This encouragement fuels his sense of purpose and motivates him to be the best version of himself. Small, thoughtful gestures can make this touch even more meaningful. A squeeze during a stressful moment, interlocking fingers, during a quiet walk, or even tracing the lines of his palm while you talk. Each of these adds depth to your connection. These actions create a sense of partnership, showing him that you value his presence and want to share in his experiences. Ultimately, when you touch his hands, you're touching more than skin and muscle. You're connecting with his essence, his ambitions, his struggles, and his heart. It's a small act that holds immense power, bridging physical connection with emotional. Through this simple yet profound gesture, you not only express your love, but also create a space where he feels understood, valued, and deeply connected to you. The space around a man's heart is sacred. It's where his deepest emotions, dreams, and vulnerabilities reside. This area, his chest, symbolizes his core identity. It's not just a physical location, but a metaphorical gateway to his inner world. When you touch this space, whether by resting your hand, leaning your head, or offering a gentle caress, you're doing much more than initiating physical closeness. You're creating a bridge to his soul and telling him, I see the real you, and I accept every part. For many men, the chest is an area of both strength and vulnerability. It's where they physically carry the weight of the world, whether through the heavy lifting of labor or the emotional burdens of leadership, responsibility, and care. Society often conditions men to present themselves as unwavering pillars, always in control and rarely expressing weakness. However, beneath that exterior lies a beating heart filled with desires, insecurities, and dreams that are rarely shared openly. When you touch this space, you're giving him permission to be vulnerable. A gentle hand on his chest can communicate a profound sense of safety. It says, it's okay to let down your guard. You don't have to be strong all the time, at least not with me. This can be incredibly powerful for a man who may feel the pressure of constantly having to protect and provide. That touch, no matter how light, reassures him that he has a partner who sees beyond his exterior and is there for him unconditionally. Imagine moments of stillness where you placed your head on his chest. That simple gesture of closeness creates an intimate bond that words can't replicate. It's a way of aligning with his heartbeat physically and emotionally. You're tuning into his rhythm, silently conveying, I'm here, I understand you, and I believe in you. For him, it's a reminder that no matter what challenges lie ahead, he's not facing them alone. This space is also where a man holds his aspirations and dreams, the vision of the life he's working so hard to create. When you connect with him here, you're touching not just his present self, but the future he's striving for. Your touch can serve as an anchor, reminding him why he started his journey and who he's doing it for. It can reignite his sense of purpose and give him the strength to keep going, even when the road feels uncertain. However, the significance of this touch isn't just in moments of reassurance. It can also be celebratory, a way of honoring his achievements and the effort he puts into being the man he is. Placing your hand on his chest while expressing your pride in him creates a profound sense of validation. It tells him that his efforts are seen, his sacrifices are valued, and his successes are shared. In relationships, physical touch often transcends words, and the chest is a focal point of that connection. It's a place where strength and vulnerability intersect, where his essence as a man resides. By touching this space with intention, you're not just engaging in an act of affection, you're nurturing the bond between you, offering him solace, inspiration, and a deep sense of connection. In this simple yet profound gesture, you become his safe haven, his partner, and his source of unwavering support. The back is a man's neck is a place of immense significance, though it's often overlooked. This area is more than just a physical connection. It's a symbolic location where tension, responsibility, and vulnerability come together. When you touch this space, whether with a gentle caress, a soothing rub, or even a playful gesture, you're accessing a deeply personal part of him. This touch communicates comfort, intimacy, and reassurance, often in ways that words can't. The neck is one of the most tension-filled areas of the body. For a man, it's where the stresses of daily life, work pressures, personal responsibilities, and unspoken worries. The back of his neck is the metaphorical weight of the world, a burden he might not always share but feels deeply. A touch here is more than physical relief. It's an act of emotional connection. It tells him, I recognize the load you're carrying, and I'm here to help lighten it. A soothing touch on the back of his neck can instantly relax him. Whether it's after a long day or during a moment of stillness, this simple gesture can melt away stress and remind him that he's not alone. It's a way of saying, you don't have to bear it all by yourself. I'm your partner, and we're in this together. This reassurance can be profoundly grounding, especially for a man who might not feel comfortable voicing his struggles. This area also holds unique connection to a man's sense of control and trust. The back of the neck is a vulnerable spot, a place that's instinctively guarded. When you touch him here, you're entering a space that requires trust to access. Your gentle, intentional touch communicates safety and affection, letting him know he can let his guard down with you. In a world where men are often taught to keep their defenses high, this act can be incredibly powerful. But it's not just about alleviating stress or building trust. The back of the neck is also a deeply intimate spot. A tender caress here during a quiet moment, or even a playful brush of your fingers, can spark connection and romance. It's a way of showing affection that's subtle, yet deeply meaningful. For a man, this touch can evoke feelings of being seen, desired, and valued in ways that go beyond the physical. Consider how moments of care can be amplified with this touch. Massaging his neck when he's tense, placing your hand there during an embrace, or simply brushing your fingers against it as you pass by. All of these gestures can create a sense of closeness. They say, I'm here for you and I care about how you're feeling. These small, thoughtful actions can have a lasting impact, deepening the emotional connection. Finally, touching the back of his neck can also serve as a form of encouragement. A supportive pat or a reassuring squeeze can boost his confidence, reminding him that you believe in him and his ability to overcome challenges. It's a gesture that says, you're strong, and I'm proud of you. In essence, the back of a man's neck is a gateway to his emotions, stress, and trust. By touching this space with care and intention, you're not just offering comfort, you're creating a bond that reinforces your role as his partner, confidant. It's a small yet profound way to show him that he's not alone in his journey, and that no matter what, you're always in his corner. A man's mind is a powerful yet often guarded realm. It's where his thoughts, ambitions, fears, and insecurities reside. While physical touch can create a sense of closeness, connecting with a man on a mental and emotional level is equally, if not more, significant. Through your words and actions, you have the ability to touch his mind, inspire him, and create a bond that is deeply fulfilling and enduring. Men often internalize their thoughts, processing the challenges and responsibilities of life quietly. Society sometimes expects them to have answers, remain strong, and keep emotions in check. As a result, they may not always feel free to express their worries, dreams, or vulnerabilities. This is where your role becomes pivotal. When you engage his mind through meaningful conversations and intentional actions, you provide a safe space where he feels understood and valued. Words have immense power. A man thrives on words of affirmation, encouragement, and respect. Simple phrases like, I believe in you, or I'm proud of how hard you're working, can profoundly impact his self-esteem and motivation. These words act as a mirror, reflecting his strengths and validating his efforts. They tell him that his contributions matter and that he's appreciated for who he is, not just what he does. But words aren't just about compliments. They're also about curiosity, and it showed genuine interest in their thoughts, goals, and passions. Ask questions that go beyond the surface, such as what inspires you, or what's something you've always wanted to achieve. This not only shows that you care, but also gives him the freedom to explore and share his inner world. When a man feels that his mind is valued, he's more likely to open up and share parts of himself that he might keep hidden from others. Actions, too, play a vital role in connecting with his mind. They say, I see you in ways that words sometimes cannot. For instance, supporting his goals by helping him take small steps toward them, celebrating his achievements, or simply being present during his moments of doubt can strengthen your bond. These actions demonstrate that you're not just an observer in his life. You're an active participant in his journey. Encouraging growth is another powerful way to touch his mind. A man thrives when he feels challenged and supported at the same time. Offer thoughtful advice when he seeks it. Suggest ideas that align with his interests or inspire him to take on new opportunities. However, it's important to approach this with care. Your role is to empower, not to pressure. By showing that you believe in his potential, you help him build confidence in himself. Respect is at the core of this connection. A man's mind is wired to seek respect as a form of love. This doesn't mean agreeing with everything he says, but it does mean valuing his opinions, even during disagreements. When you listen to his perspective with an open mind and respond thoughtfully, you foster mutual understanding and trust. This respect creates an environment where he feels safe to share his most authentic self. Finally, humor and shared experiences are powerful tools for engaging his mind. Laughter creates a lighthearted bond, reminding him that life doesn't always have to be serious. Shared moments, like watching a movie he loves, supporting a hobby, or engaging in an activity together, build memories that deepen your connection. These experiences reinforce the idea that you're not just partners, you're teammates navigating life side by side. In touching his mind through your words and actions. You're doing more than creating intimacy. You're building a foundation of trust, respect, and understanding. This connection is what inspires him to be the best version of himself and strengthens the bond you share. By engaging his thoughts and emotions, you show him that he's not just loved for what he does, but for who he is inside and out. Connecting with a man's soul is perhaps the most profound way to build intimacy. This isn't about the surface level interactions or even the physical connections. It's about reaching the core of who he truly is. A man's soul is where his deepest fears, dreams, and desires reside, often guarded by layers of strength and stoicism. The key to touching his soul lies in vulnerability. Not just his, but yours as well. For many men, vulnerability can feel like a double-edged sword. Society often teaches them to associate strength with emotional invulnerability. They're conditioned to believe that showing fear, sadness, or doubt is a sign of weakness. Yet, deep down, every man longs for a space where he can let his guard down without judgment. When you create that space, you open the door to his soul. The first step to reaching his soul through vulnerability is to lead by example. Share your own fears, struggles, and insecurities with honesty and courage. When you open up about your true self, you signal to him that it's safe to do the same. This mutual exchange of vulnerability fosters a sense of trust that transcends words. It tells him, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to understand you. It's important to recognize that vulnerability doesn't always come easily for a man. He may need time to feel comfortable enough to share his inner world. Be patient and approach him with gentle encouragement. Instead of demanding, why don't you open up to me? Try asking, what's been on your mind lately? Or is there something you've been feeling but haven't said out loud yet? These open-ended questions create an inviting atmosphere where he feels safe to reveal his emotions. Once he begins to share, listen without interruption or judgment. Your reaction to his vulnerability is crucial. If he senses that his feelings are dismissed or criticized, he's likely to retreat behind his walls again. Instead, validate his emotions by acknowledging them. Phrases like, I can see why that's so important to you, or thank you for sharing that with me, reinforce that his feelings matter and are accepted. Touching his soul also means understanding and embracing his dreams and aspirations. Every man has a vision for his life, goals that ignite his spirit and give him purpose. Encourage him to talk about these dreams, no matter how big or small, by supporting his ambitions and showing genuine belief in his potential. You're affirming the essence of who he is. You're telling him, I see the greatness in you and I'm here to walk beside you as you achieve it. Vulnerability isn't just about sharing pain. It's also about celebrating joy. Laugh with him, share your happiest moments, and create memories that uplift both your spirits. Joyful vulnerability, being unguarded and present in moments of happiness, strengthens the bond between you. It reminds him that life is not just about enduring challenges, but also about cherishing the beauty of connection and love. Another powerful way to touch his soul is through forgiveness and compassion. Everyone has flaws and makes mistakes, and a man often carries guilt for his imperfections. By showing him grace and understanding, you help him release the burdens of shame and self-doubt. Forgiveness tells him you are not defined by your mistakes, and you are worthy of love. This act of compassion allows him to embrace his humanity and feel truly seen. Finally, spirituality or shared values can be a gateway to his soul. Whether it's a shared belief system, a commitment to growth, or a mutual desire to make a positive impact on the world, finding common ground in your deeper values creates an unshakable bond. These shared connections remind him that your relationship isn't just about the present. It's about building something meaningful and lasting. When you touch a man's soul through vulnerability, you transform your relationship into a sanctuary, a place where both of you can be fully yourselves. You show him that he doesn't have to face life's challenges alone and that he's loved not for his perfection, but for his authenticity. By embracing his soul with your own, you create a connection that is profound, enduring, and unbreakable. The small of a man's back is a surprisingly significant area for connection. This subtle yet powerful spot symbolizes both physical intimacy and emotional reassurance. While it may not seem as obvious as other areas, the small of his back holds unique importance because of its physical sensitivity and the deeper emotional messages conveyed through touch. Touching the small of his back is a gesture that communicates support, protection, and closeness. This area represents balance and stability. It's literally the part of his body that supports his posture and movement. When you place your hand there, you're doing more than just offering physical contact. You're reminding him that he's not alone, that you're there to steady and ground him both physically and emotionally. A gentle touch on the small of his back during a walk, a conversation, or even in passing can speak volumes. It's a way of saying, I'm here with you and I've got your back. This act of connection is subtle yet intimate, providing a sense of security without needing words. For a man, this reassurance can be deeply comforting, especially in moments when he feels stressed or uncertain. The small of the back is also a sensitive and vulnerable area. Touching the spot conveys trust and intimacy. It's not a touch shared casually. It's reserved for someone who holds a special place in his life. When you place your hand there, you're creating a bridge between physical affection and emotional connection, letting him know he's safe in your presence. This gesture can, also ignite romantic and passionate feelings. The small of the back is closely connected to the spine, which houses nerve endings that heighten sensitivity. A gentle caress here can create a sense of closeness and desire, strengthening the romantic bond between you. Whether it's during a quiet moment at home or a public display of affection, this touch signals warmth and love. Beyond physical intimacy, the small of his back is a space where you can subtly influence his confidence. Imagine guiding him gently with your hand as you walk together, or reassuring him with a touch during a challenging moment. These actions symbolize that you're a team moving in sync and supporting each other's journey. They remind him that no matter what life throws his way, you're there to walk beside him. This area also carries symbolic weight. It's the lower part of the spine, which supports the entire body. By touching the small of his back, you're metaphorically reinforcing the foundation of your relationship. It's a gesture of trust and loyalty, communicating, I'm here to strengthen and uplift you just as you do for me. This mutual support is the essence of a strong, lasting connection. When combined with verbal affirmations or meaningful actions, this touch becomes even more impactful. For example, a reassuring touch paired with words like, I'm proud of you, or you're doing great amplifies the message of encouragement. It bridges the gap between emotional and physical connection, creating a moment that resonates deeply. Even in moments of conflict or vulnerability, a touch on the small of his back can be disarming. It signals that while disagreements may arise, the bond between you remains unshaken. This touch conveys calm and compassion, reminding him that your relationship is a safe space where both of you can grow and thrive. Finally, the small of his back is a perfect metaphor for the idea of having someone's back in life. By touching this spot with care and intention, you're embodying the promise to support and stand by him through thick and thin. It's a silent yet powerful reminder of the partnership you share. A partnership built on trust, respect, and in essence, touching the small of his back is more than a physical act. It's a language it communicates protection, intimacy, encouragement, and connection in ways connection isn't built on grand gestures, but on small, intentional touches that say, I see you, I value you, I believe. These 5 places are gateways to his heart, mind, and soul. Use them wisely, and you'll not only earn his love, but also inspire him to become the best version of himself. Which of these resonated with you the most? Leave a comment below, and let's start a conversation about building deeper, more meaningful relationships. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because everyone deserves to know the power of touch.